Hi, I'm Kathy Camera, the construction copywriter, and today I'd like to talk about brand values. It's something that I ask people to consider in the briefing process. I have questions about brand values on my briefing forms, and it's something we go through in our briefing calls when we do those video chats. Now, what are brand values? Basically, they're a set of guiding principles that help you in your interactions day to day. So they're really about who you are and what you do, and they're the image that you want to project to the outside world. So when you're not around, this is what people are saying about your business, that you have certain values, that you stand for certain things. Now, they might say that you're spontaneous, or that you're friendly, or that you're super professional. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter what your brand values are. I usually ask you to choose 3 or 4. You can have less or more, but you don't want a whole long list. You want to concentrate on the ones that are most indicative of who you are. So 3 or 4 brand values that represent who you are. So they can be anything, but there are 3 things that your brand values need to be. Meaningful, actionable, and consistent. Now, meaningful, they need to mean something to you, because if you've just plucked a word out of the air and it doesn't really mean anything to you, then you're going to find it very hard to both action it and be consistent with it. So it has to be something that you really feel strongly about, that's really integral to who you are and is really, really important to you. You really want that to come across. So that's the first one, meaningful. Actionable. You need to be able to action the value. You need to be able to show how you do that thing in your business. So for example, if mental well-being is a big part of who you are, then how do you show that? Just saying that you value mental well-being, it's just words. How do you show it? So you might say, I give my staff a day off every month, of their choosing, just for their mental well-being. No questions asked, they can do as they please. Or, you might run workshops where you educate people about mental well-being. So you have to be able to action the values that you say you stand for, or demonstrate them in some way. And finally, consistency. You have to be consistent. The friendly one I mentioned earlier. If you say that one of your values is friendliness, but you're rarely friendly, or you're only friendly to half your clients, then that's not going to be broadcast out into the world, because you're going to have half the people saying that's not who they are, they're not friendly, they're this instead. So consistency is what gets you known for that thing, because more and more people will be talking about you, hopefully, and reiterating that quality and telling people about that value and who you are. So consistency is really important. So just to go over those again, your brand values should be meaningful, they should be actionable, and they should be consistent. Now, what is the point of having brand values? Brand values can really grow your business because they project your brand image out into the world. They add a lot of integrity and a lot of credibility to who you are. So, think of a business that if people are constantly telling you good things about that business and, about the good things that that business does, then that's what retains in your brain, like that's what you remember. But if you're constantly hearing negative things about a business, then you'll remember those and you won't do business with that person. So that's really important. It also helps you make better business decisions. When you've got a problem in your business, you're influenced by your values. So for example, going back to the mental well-being one, mental health, if a staff member comes to you and says, I'm really struggling, I've got a lot of anxiety and this project is, setting me off and it's not working and so forth. Having that value in your brain will help you respond to that staff member. if you respond by saying, too bad, the project needs to be done, you need to do it, get yourself together, and that's it, that's not reflecting your brand value. But if you think about what are my values, that will help you respond to that problem and say, okay, what can we do to make it better? Can we break down the project? Do you need help with the project? Do you need a day off? Whatever the case may be, however you want to deal with it, but the response is influenced by the value. So it will help you make decisions. It will also help you with hiring staff. Having people who are aligned with your values are the people you want to work with you. If someone comes to an interview and they're really grumpy and don't come across as very friendly, and your value is friendliness and that's what you want to get across to people, then you're not going to want a person on staff that is reflecting the opposite of that. So it will help you with your hiring. And believe it or not, it will also help you attract the right clients. So, when you're putting things out on social media or when you're talking about things, if they are reflecting your values, then people will also be attracted to that. So for example, a good one is always that I find in this industry, environmental awareness and care for the environment. When a business puts that out there as one of their values, then their clients are often people who also care about the environment, who also want that difference to be made. So it will attract the right type of people to your business. And that's a better business model all round. When you have the right staff and the right clients, you're going to be a lot more successful. And finally, you stand out from your competitors. When you can, talk about your values and put them out there and get known for those values, it helps you stand out. If your competitor is wishy-washy and just plodding along and no one knows what they stand for or what their beliefs are or anything like that, then you have the edge, you stand out. So I hope this gives you a little bit of insight into brand values and how they can help your business and what they need to be in order to be powerful and valid for you. For these and other marketing tips for the construction industry, please follow me here on YouTube or across my social media channels.